All right, folks. Well, hey, welcome on back here to our afternoon meeting this Thursday, May 7th. Great to have all of us though here inside our live trading room. Jeff, Lynn, and Randy, Barbara, Uday, all of us though here otherwise. And with that, let's hop right into the thick of it here. Our student Bill was just asking me a moment ago, are you ready for basically my trading partner to be on TV right now? Well, keep in mind, if you're joining us on social media, if you're inside our live trading room, you know that we have the Jerome Powell press conference going on right as I'm flapping my gums here. So a little stiff competition for this afternoon's meeting. But actually what you see here on the lower part of my chart here, I actually added the SPY ticker just to kind of see how it moves as Powell's talking. So we'll come back to everything at the end, folks, just to see what Powell said, where he ended up, or how he ended up shaking the markets up and down either way here. But what we'll do, because we have class coming on up in just about 30 or so minutes, subbing in for Fausto here within the Phase 3 stock course. I always appreciate the chance to fill in and work with all of our advanced students. Actually, let me ask, who here inside the chat room, I got a whole litany of us here, just want to say, if you are a gold, platinum, or diamond level C2 student, if you're inside our live trading room, give me a chat back. Give me a good old chat back if you are specifically a gold, platinum, or diamond level C2 student. Bill, Barbara, you got Tex, you got Barbara, you got Bill, Leda, Debbie, Mike, Rick, Wendy, all of us here, though, otherwise, and a bunch more, of course, there. So, hey, if you are looking to join me in class, click that link right there. I know Fausto had an incredible morning session. I felt kind of bad, kind of scheduling him on Fed Day. I do the calendar. So I put him in on Fed Day. I was like, man, it might be a slow morning. We had as good of a morning as you could ever ask for here. So, let's start off by going over at least the asset trade. I used to call this assist, but I guess the name is asset. But, they're a Bitcoin stock now. The news that came out on asset is basically they are a Bitcoin fund. Let me just get the actual headline out here for you. Strive Asset Management to combine entities to form the first publicly traded asset management Bitcoin treasury company. So that was the headline that came out. Look at all these halts. I can talk about the halt class that I did last week as part of the Phase 2 course. You got like 20 of these. So is it possible this can make one more run? Your guess is as good as mine. It's up 226%. I'm not saying no, though. I'm not saying it's impossible, especially that it hasn't really broken lower lows really since 1:30, 1:45 in the afternoon here. So if it wants to make one more run for us, I'll put it on our list here to begin. If it tanks during this meeting, we'll take it off. If it tanks after this meeting, we will take it off. But that was the trade of the day, maybe up until this year, because Porch, PRCH, this has been just as nice to us, right? Maybe not up to 227%, but obviously got the job done in the sense of a morning runner holding higher lows throughout the day. And as you can see, well, still at the highs. So I was going over this with one of our students just earlier, saying that, hey, if the stock is at least near the highs, building back up, this is right at the high of the day. It doesn't get any better than that. We're going to put this on our list here too. Porch, nice little move here. I don't have the level 4 open right now, folks. I'm trying to expedite this meeting pretty quick. Just go through things rather quick and set up for the Phase 3 class coming on up at 3:05 Eastern. So, we'll learn a lot more about these stocks in our class ahead. GPUS, we are done with now. We had a great trade on this here too. This was actually one of the trades of the day as well here this morning. Built up in pre-market. Within the first 5 minutes, took off. So great run, reversed right around 10:30. I guess tried one more time, but now definitely down. So we'll pass there here. MGEL, not as good. Little run up at first, but died off sooner. All right, CURI, Curiosity Stream Inc. I like the fact it's moving back up a little bit here. Definitely building back up right now. Wow, this thing's been on a tear. Okay. Pretty strong long-term graph of recent. Yeah, this looks pretty damn interesting. What is going on with a couple of these trades? Not even just the 1 minute chart, just the long term. So Porch, CURI, it's not as large of a float, but that's fine enough for us here, 30. So CURI, putting that on our list here too. And we'll keep it moving. This is going back up. I shouted this out earlier just for a flash, and we really moved on quickly from there. Maybe it could break a higher high. Angie, how's the spread looking? How's the order book looking? It could be a little bit more liquid, but the spread's tight. That's the selling point here for now. As long as the spread doesn't open up too bad here, I like this Angie's move. All right, we got a good list already here, folks. EOSE, we had called out as well this morning. Beautiful move. I actually forgot about this one for a moment here, but building back up still. Even if this is a lower high from earlier, it's still building a higher low. So there is a chance for this to try one more time. And again, very similar. A lot of these small cap stocks, or a number of them so far, are looking pretty good long term. You normally don't really see that. Normally the long-term graphs just are bad. They suck. So Oscar 2. Oscar has been choppy for a little bit, but it's starting to push back up now off the earnings. So maybe this could be a good swing trade as well over time. Still near the highs. Hard to ignore that. Now, hey, if the whole market pops right now coming off Powell's remarks, then there could be a lot more that we could add. Listen, we don't want to build up a big list. So, if you're a trader here looking to trade yourself and looking to make money yourself, you got to start and stick with our watch list here. You really don't want to try and be the hero to find the stock that no one's really talked about yet, because there's a reason why that stock hasn't been talked about just yet. ELAN, getting back to this here at least, hey, we didn't really talk about it yet, but the fact that it's at the highs heading into the afternoon, that makes it a lot more tradable now at this stage. I'll add it. Not as good of a long-term graph as the others that we mentioned, but interesting, tradable. This is pop and drop, and it's just a little weak. It's kind of moseying on up just before. Didn't really do too much there. Oh, I got to filter my volume. I thought I did this here. Sorry. There we go. Weed out all the low volume crap at least. APPS, apps, we've done very well on this stock. We could definitely add that. Let's just kind of rip through everything else, seeing if there's any, even better moves at least. I know Disney from earlier popped. A little more expensive. You could focus on this as a swing trade, perhaps. Tempest, TEM, Pelosi stock right away. So this going back on up here, seemingly moving back up with the market right now. If Mrs. Pelosi hasn't sold yet, then I would imagine that good chance this will continue to move up over time. My CEP trade, I'm not putting this on the watch list. I'm still in it, though, on the top right there of my screen. Webull was a little, strong earlier. Just the thing is on this, the spread, the order book, and now it's done. Newsmax here up 7%. ARC CKT has been, a strong trade of late, I feel. Nothing really else that I'm a big fan of just yet here. We added TEM. Clove, maybe? All right, so the one I did like here that we said we'd come back to, I'm just going to put this on our list now. The APPS. This will make the cut, breaking new highs as we speak. Good spread. Has all the redeeming qualities that you would want to see a tradable stock have. Now, hey, to mention on the other side of the coin in terms of price, I know that we have a brand new gold student of ours here just joining us today, enrolled into our program, Francesca. So great to have Francesca as part of the team. And listen, not everyone is a big fan of like the inexpensive stocks. No problem. Hey, we just put TEM on our list, right? But the key, though, is the spread. You got to make sure it has good liquidity, good spread. I mean, heck, for a stock like NVIDIA, obviously mega cap, Mag 7 stock, this trades so much volume, the spread is going to be pretty tight, even with how volatile it can be. Palantir, same deal. AMD coming off earnings. When it gets going, that has a good spread. If the stock is on like a 20, 30-cent spread, I'm just telling you right now, I apologize if you disagree. This goes to everyone, obviously. But if you are on a like 20, 30-cent spread, come on, you're not as much in control of that stock as you would be if the order book was more filled in, more liquid. So those stocks we like, Tesla, NVIDIA, Palantir, and plenty more. So we'll hop over to the loser side here. HAIN, dead in the water, not going anywhere now. MYGN seems to be going somewhere. That's down. The stock is actually easy to borrow on my platform. Double check to see if it's easy to borrow for you. This might be all-time lows. Yeah, this seems to be all-time lows. I don't think this will be shortable, easy to borrow come tomorrow morning. But for right now, hey, we'll see if there's more room to the downside here at least. And if there isn't, maybe it's down enough percentage-wise where you see a bit of short covering. There's a thought behind that, right? All right, what else we got here, folks? Upstart took a huge hit overnight, bounced up pretty nicely. Where that helped me was on SoFi. I have a swing trade, obviously, on SoFi here. We've been talking about it throughout this week. My two that I'm still in on, of course, on the top right that you see, SoFi and CEP. So an Upstart popped in the morning here, trying to squeeze back up off bad earnings. Hey, SoFi was a nice sympathy play. Google down off some pretty big news. So actually, for that reason, I'll add Google back to our list. I think the news out with them is some sort of malware attack. Saw some news earlier working with a student in the coaching program before, and they told me they're long term on Google and like they see it getting crushed. I didn't even realize it was dropping at that point. I think Rich may have made like one call out on it. This is the news out on Google from earlier this afternoon that led it to drop like 8-9% this afternoon. So heading into the close, we'll put this back on our list. I went over some good historical levels with my student Roberto from earlier in the coaching program. So yeah, that could be our destination here. If the markets fall off, if we tank throughout this week, wouldn't shock me if Google drops as low as this year. But otherwise, it still is holding support, hanging on by a damn thread right now, right around here. All right. So now we've built up a pretty big list here at this point, folks. Got a couple shorts, mostly some longs here. If there's anything else looking good here before we finish up, just let me know. Yeah, Pony going back on up, Sam. Good call. And, easily we'll put this on our list. And you said tight spread, which it does have for right now. Just be mindful, though, if it opens up. That's all. I can say that about any trade. But, hey, for something like this that moved up as much as it has over the last couple of weeks, right? Go from 4 up to 15. Order book's going to thin out a bit. That's kind of the thought there. But for right now, it's still good. Good call from Sam. And what else we got? Angie got on our list. We got the Pony. Anything else from Benzinga? Maybe the GPUS trade trying to move back on up. Nah, I don't really feel it. 750 needs to break back over and flip that into support. I wrote that to you earlier, so this isn't doing it for me. All right, folks, I'll tell you, I like what we got here heading into the afternoon. We finished up this meeting in about 12, 13 minutes. So I want to make sure all of our students, I know from earlier, a bunch of us just wrote me before, Debbie, Leda, Lynn and Randy, Bill, Barbara, Tex, Andrea, got Mike, got Rick, got Wendy, got Kevin, got Phil, got all of us here, though. Otherwise, if you are a gold, platinum, or diamond CTU student, make sure that you click the link to join class in just a moment. We'll be reposting that here in just a bit here. So I'm going to jump into class right now, actually, and set up. And it's kind of like when the teacher walks in the classroom early, kind of have the chance to chit chat and kind of pass the ball around, as they say, just to kind of practice a bit, go through the motions, and we'll answer any questions there. So we'll basically do a little pre-class class coming up. But we'll begin technically at 3:05, folks. All right. So, for those of us not joining me heading into the afternoon, if you're looking to learn more about our curriculum, just make sure that you talk to your education advisor. We do have a bunch of new trial members still considering if they're looking to join us full time. This is a more advanced class I'm teaching coming up. So, we'll have you go through phase 1 first. That's more of our beginner, type of course. Then you go into phase 2. Then here now, phase 3. All right, but best of luck trading going into the close, though, folks, and I'll catch up with everyone in just a bit. Take care.